All right, incoming sixth graders, class of 2027. This is the presentation I did for the parent night on Monday, and I just wanted to make sure that for anyone who missed that parent night, that you had a quick recap of what was discussed in that parent night. First of all, our mission statement. Harrison is a community of learners working together to reach our fullest potential. That is our mission statement. That's what we believe in. That's what we live every day by, and we work every day by at HMS. This is super important to us. It kind of guides everything we do. And then we always like to say, go be awesome, also as kind of our cheer, our mantra, our famous phrase. These are the activities for this week. We had our parent meeting via Facebook Live on Monday, June 8th. Then today at 1 p.m., video was posted welcoming our new incoming sixth graders from our staff and our students. That was posted in Google Classroom and also emailed to all incoming sixth graders. Tomorrow, I will be posting a virtual tour of Harrison Middle School at 1 p.m., also in that Google Classroom and also by email. Thursday, I'll have a presentation about the culture of HMS and some frequently asked questions for sixth grade students. And again, that will post at 1 o'clock. And then Friday, we're going to try our best to come up with a fun and engaging virtual assembly via either Zoom or Google Meet, whatever we decide works best. So more information coming out about that over the next couple days. So what does the day look like for a sixth grader at Harrison Middle School? They show up around 7 o'clock, between 7 and 7:40, get breakfast, hang out for a while. Then they will go to their first period class at 7:45. That's a 45-minute either enrichment or elective class this year for sixth graders. Then they will go to another 45-minute first period B or 1B class. That's again will be their other enrichment or elective class. They get one of each of those typically. Some students do get two electives, but most get one enrichment and one elective. I'll talk more about what those are in a minute. And then a second period might be a math class. Third period might be ELA. Those are each 90-minute period classes, 90-minute class periods. And then lunch, 12:15 to 12:45. They have the late lunch this year for sixth graders, so that'll be kind of a long wait for lunch for those guys. But the good news is they only have one more class after lunch. It's another 90-minute class. Could be science or social studies. Could also be math or ELA. So those three classes there could happen in any order. I just put those in as examples. Then our support team. Introduced these people last night, and they are also introduced in the video that I just sent out. Mr. Carrasco is our sixth grade counselor this year. Mrs. Parch and Mrs. Simon are the two assistant principals at Harrison, and I am the head principal. Some additional supports we have at Harrison. We have a ton of support for our kids at HMS. Mr. Alvarez is one of our student assistant specialists. Mr. Carrasco is our sixth grade counselor. Mr. Chavez is another student assistant specialist. Ms. Dale is our seventh grade counselor, so even though she works mainly with seventh graders, she's available if students need her. Mr. Hernandez is our student intervention specialist. Mr. Maldonado is our eighth grade counselor. Ms. Reynaga is our new nurse. Ms. Rios is our academic specialist. Mrs. Robert is our ELA coach. Mr. Romero is our behavior specialist. Ms. Lacedo, also known as Crystal, is our security liaison. Mr. Schlegel is our math coach, and Mrs. Soto is one of our behavior specialists. Our amazing office staff. Mrs. Pacheco is our head secretary, and then Ms. Osuna and Mrs. Rodriguez are our other two secretaries. They're very helpful if you need anything. Parents, feel free to call or drop in, and when the buildings are open again, that is. And students also can go to them if you need anything. I want to talk about the importance of being willing to try and fail and keep trying. It's something we really believe in at HMS. So that's why the word fail is on there, because the first thing people think of when they hear fail is that they've done something wrong and it's bad. And we don't believe that. We believe that anytime someone fails, it's an opportunity to learn and try again and improve. So if you fall 7 times, we want you to stand up 8. And here's a quote from Carol Dweck, who said, "Love challenges, be intrigued by mistakes, enjoy effort, and keep on learning." And what this quote really speaks to is what we call growth mindset. Growth mindset is about embracing challenges, persisting in the face of setbacks or obstacles, seeing effort as the path to mastery, learning from criticism, and finding inspiration in the success of others. Those are all the aspects of growth mindset. Some things every sixth grader needs to know. First of all, grades. We do letter grades in middle school. Unlike elementary school, grades are A, B, C, D, and we do not do F grades at Harrison. We do an I instead, which stands for incomplete. Means I'm not there yet, but I've still got some time to make it up. It's part of our growth mindset thinking in action. Students do change classes at middle school. They'll move from one class to the other. Students do have electives, choices, some classes they can choose. We'll talk more about those in a minute. We really want students to make sure they're doing tutoring and retaking tests when they get a chance. It's something we really believe in as part of growth mindset as well. And we really want to push our students to aim to get on honor roll, which is that 3.0 or above GPA. It's really important to us. Our sixth grade teachers, they're all introduced in the video that I posted earlier, which you can check out. But these sixth grade ELA teachers are phenomenal. Mr. Fickle, Ms. Gwen, Ms. Hernandez, Mrs. Humphreys, Mr. Mosley, and Ms. Sanders. And then our awesome and amazing math teachers, Mrs. Sarton, Ms. Smasney, and Mrs. Tobin. And then two incredible science teachers, Mrs. Dodd and Mrs. Van Korbach. And Mrs. Van Korbach also does teach one section of math. A little bit about enrichment. I mentioned it before, looping back to enrichment. Many students will have a reading enrichment or a math enrichment class. That's if they're behind or below grade level based on test scores in those areas. Some students will have a STEM class, which is a science enrichment. That's for students who have a strong interest in and some skill in science areas. So we place our students in those enrichment courses based on their test scores, their needs, their skills. And this is a 45-minute daily class. Not all students will have an enrichment, though. Some will have two electives. So electives. Band and orchestra are both full year-long electives. Our other electives are all trimester-long electives. And this is, again, a 45-minute daily class. Students can have art, choir, leadership, media tech, or PE. The request form has been posted in the Google Classroom as an assignment, so please get in there and complete that request form. And I also will email it out. But this is where students will be choosing their electives, or at least prioritizing their electives for fall trimester, and also letting us know if they want to be in band or orchestra. And Mr. Kirk will work with those students to get instruments to them in the fall. So our spectacular electives teachers are Mr. Bridger, who does health and fitness, Ms. Caballero, who does media tech, Ms. Griffith, who also does health and fitness, Mr. Kirk, again, band and orchestra, Mr. Lindell, who does art, Mr. Rossetti, who does choir, Mrs. Schlegel, who does leadership classes, and Mr. Van Pelt, who also does health and fitness. Everybody's favorite subject now, lunch. For lunch, students do eat in the cafeteria at HMS with all the other sixth graders, and then they go outside to play if they would like, or they can hang out in the cafeteria after that. Students during lunchtime are only eating with their same grade level of students. So we don't have multiple grade levels eating lunch at the same time. And there are lunchtime tutoring options available. And I'll talk more about that right now. So during lunchtime, we have what's called Cub Time, which is in our library. And students can go in, it's optional. They can choose to go in and get that extra help during lunchtime. They get their lunch and then they go to the media center. We also have after-school tutoring, where students can go in after school either to a teacher's classroom or into the library for extra help. Technology is also available in the library for students who need it. And then we have Saturday school. A couple times a trimester, we'll have Saturday school for students who just want some more extra help. We have teachers there to do that, as well as some other staff. Recognition. We really believe in recognizing our students who are doing great work at HMS. So students who get a 3.0 GPA, they're on honor roll, and we do a special activity for honor roll students. Typically that's a dance with some activities, some games, some opportunity to play, shoot some hoops, that kind of stuff. For high honors, which is 3.7 GPA or above, we do some kind of treat for them. We've done root beer floats, we've done goodie bags, a few other things like that. One of my favorites is the improvement breakfast. Each trimester, for students whose GPA has improved by 0.5 or more, they get a special breakfast with donuts and they play bingo and get prizes. And that's, again, part of our focus on growth mindset, where we really like to reward our students for improving. And then for students who get a 4.0, a perfect GPA, straight A's, those students we take either to the movies or to bowling as a reward for getting that. And they also get the high honors treat and the honor roll activity as well. And if they improved up to that 4.0 GPA, they may get the breakfast as well. A couple other things we like to do for recognition. You can see here a picture of our HMS Wall of Fame. This is right in the entryway to Harrison Middle School, and this is where we post a picture of all students who had a 4.0 GPA for at least one full year of their time at HMS. And we also do a really cool ceremony in the evening in the fall to recognize those students, give them a plaque, have their teachers speak. It's a really great event. Then we also do the bowling and or movies for students with 4.0. Students also get recognized sometimes in their SLC meetings. SLCs are our small learning communities. It's teams of teachers that share the same students, and they will often call students in to recognize them for doing great work or improving. They'll sometimes make a parent contact, either a phone call or send home a postcard just saying your student has really done well and we're proud of them. Sometimes they call students in when they have some mild concerns or just want to talk to them about how they can support those students better. Then also we do Student of the Month each month, and we're always looking for more ways to recognize students for doing great things. We're always on the lookout for new ideas. A couple notes about our handbook. Our full handbook can be found online at the HMS website, hms.sunnysideschools.org. But also we want to point out that our cell phone policy is really important. The cell phones are allowed before school, during lunch, during passing periods, and after school, not during class time, either in class or in the hallways or the restrooms. A couple notes about drop-off and pickup. Students should arrive between 7:10 and 7:40. If they want breakfast, they need to get in by then. Please, parents, drop them off on the sidewalk on 16th Street. We do not allow parents to drop off in the parking lot because of the safety of our students walking through that parking lot. All students will enter through the gym entrance and go into the cafeteria, and then they may be picked up at 2:15. When you pick your student up, please pick them up on the sidewalk again out on 16th, or the church parking lot across the street is also available for that. And we ask that you only use the parking lot if you, as a parent, need to enter the building, maybe to speak with the secretary or administrator or meet with a counselor. Otherwise, again, for the safety of our students walking through that parking lot and for bus traffic through that parking lot, we ask parents not to pull into there. A note on required vaccines for this coming school year. There's been a change to the laws around vaccines. The next dose of the Tdap is now not required until 7th grade for students. Historically, that was required at the start of 6th grade. Now they're requiring that at the start of 7th grade. One of the biggest questions we get asked is, what supplies do you need? And what you need is a lock, either a combination or a key lock, and that's how you secure your locker. A PE shirt if you're in a PE class, and you can purchase that during the first week of the trimester when you have PE. 2 composition books, some pencils, some pens, and a backpack. We try to keep it pretty simple for our required supplies. Some teachers maybe have some specific additions to this in their classroom, but this core list of things should be pretty good to get you going. One other thing all students will need is a Chromebook, and those will be issued to each student by Harrison Middle School in August. And that's true whether we are in normal school face-to-face in the fall or whether we're doing online school to start the school year in the fall. Either way, we will issue students a Chromebook that will be checked out to them. Our first day of school. School starts Wednesday, August 26th. On that day, assuming we are face-to-face in the fall, 6th graders will start the day in the gym with an assembly, and then there will be a series of team building activities that is called WEB, and that's led by a trained group of our 8th grade leaders. and they will break the group of 6th graders into small groups of about 10 kids per 2 web leaders, and they'll do some really fun activities with them, kind of icebreakers, to get them comfortable and familiar, to really help welcome them into the building. They also just tell them things they need to know about HMS and are available throughout the day to help them find their classrooms and not get lost. And they're also just part of making these students feel part of our school community throughout the year. So they'll have activities. Those web leaders will do activities with those same groups of kids over the course of the year. Teachers then will pick up students in the gym and walk them to their classrooms. Well, they'll get their schedules and they'll give them a building tour and kind of explain things that they need to know about HMS at that point. A quick reminder about registration. Please update your registration through the PowerSchool parent portal. This is always super important, but I think it's more important even now than ever that we have correct phone numbers and email addresses in your account. We use that contact information to reach you anytime we need to communicate. These are a few of the ways we are communicating consistently from Harrison. We do a newsletter pretty much weekly. There's some weeks I don't do one, but it's almost every week. All of our secretaries are bilingual and are excellent communicators, so we want to make sure everyone feels comfortable calling or stopping into our office. They speak both English and Spanish fluently. Again, just a reminder, please make sure that phone number and email are updated in the PowerSchool registration. Please make sure you answer any robocalls that come from 837-3601. That's the HMS robocall number. And then follow us on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of information is shared there, a lot of highlights of positive things. If we're in normal schooling, you may see even pictures of your kids in class on those pages. If you have any questions, feel free to email me at tyler.rice@sunnysideschools.org. I would be glad to answer those questions. You can also reach us on Facebook if you have questions there, and we will reply as quickly as possible. Thank you. I'm really excited to meet your students, really excited to welcome all of you into the HMS family. We have an incredibly caring staff that loves students deeply and wants to see all students succeed. And we really believe that our caring for students and our belief in growth mindset is what makes all the difference for kids being successful at the middle level. All right, go be awesome.